Cole, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, Dr. Cole?
Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to see you after so many years.
It's my pleasure also.
What was the year approximately, Dr. Cole?
About 12 years back.
Okay, time flies like anything. I think maybe more back, maybe 15
Oh, yes.
years or more.
More than 14 years have passed.
Yeah, more than 14 years have passed. So, nice to see you in one piece and happy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, Dr. Cole, I want to record your experiences of the disease, serious disease which you had met at that time. And also I want to know your feelings about the surgery you went through and your experiences before that, at the time of surgery and after that. And would you please narrate those experiences? Yes, you being recorded here.
Dasab, it's about more than 15 years past, more than 15 years ago. I just was a smoker. I have never drunk, I have never tasted liquor in my life. But during college, particularly when I was principal of SD College, Barnala for 18 years, I used to smoke. And second thing is that I was a very, very heavy tea taker. I used to take 20 cups of tea, 25 cups of tea per day plus cigarettes. That thing created a very, very serious problem.
How many cigarettes per day, Dr. Cole?
I used to smoke one pack a day and
maybe even more?
One packet a day, that's
Okay.
all. Then it so happened that there came a time when I got an attack of stomach ulcer, then side by side duodenal ulcer, and I used to vomit blood profusely, with tumblers of blood. And I was going from bad to worse. And all the medicines I tried so many doctors, but they would give me just antacid, that's all. Then it so happened that when this ulceration became so deep, stomach ulcer, duodenal ulcer, then my condition deteriorated, worsened. And there came a time when I became unconscious. I was admitted in local hospital, and the hospital brought in Naresh. But those doctors who were my friends, they told him that it's a case of surgery. It's not the case of a physician. Then it so happened that somebody told my brother, this student, he's also a doctor. He told my wife, my son, that you should consult Dr. Narottam Diwan of Ludhiana. And Dr. was those days in DMC. And I just, when I was just shifted from Bandala to Ludhiana, I was just semi-dead, unconscious, knew nothing, I could see nothing, I couldn't recognize anybody. It was my condition, was just semi-dead. And Dr. saw me, just immediately advised that I should be admitted in emergency. Then I was admitted in emergency, all the tests were done, everything. And Dr. took a lot of pains. And then what happened, Dr. Diwan Sahab, he was just preparing to operate me. It was, of course, a very serious, very, very serious operation, and my condition was very, very poor. All the doctors had left me, and according to astrology and all these astrology, etc., every pandit, palmist had declared there is only 1% chance of survival. I could not survive. According to astrology, all the graves were sinking. There was not a single star in my favor. Then I had left the home. I said, all right, let me see. And when I was admitted in DMC, and with the grace of God, I was placed in the hands of a great, great doctor, Dr. Narottam Diwan. It was my luck. Then after remaining about 15 days, 20 days in the hospital, when all the tests were done and when my all these parameters were slightly toned up, and Rasha was not even, at the very instant, at the very first stage, Dr. Saab was also hesitant. And then I told Dr. Saab, you please operate me. Life and death is in the hands of God. You please perform your duty. Because nobody dared operate me. Then Dr. Saab one day took up this challenge, and I was operated. Then after operation, it was a successful operation, very successful operation. And I still don't believe how I survived. After operation, Dr. Saab told me now, Dr. Kaul, it's okay. You should not smoke now. Then after a couple of days, after just recouping slightly, gradually, I was discharged from the hospital. I now believe, I had heard that doctors treats, but God cures, but doctor treats. But now I think and feel that doctor both treats and cures. I have seen doctors, and a number of doctors in Kerala. They are my friends. They are my friends. But Dr. Narottam Diwan has given me second birth, life second birth. I owe him a great debt, which I hope never to forget.
So, Dr. Kaul, this is all the wish and will of God, and we are all the instruments in the hands of that Almighty God, who makes us His instruments or her instruments, and that's why you must be destined to be saved by me through God and to serve the creatures of God. So you are a good man. You are serving, you are teaching the people, the students, the education system you are devoting, and to yoga you are devoting your life. So I would like you to give a message to the people about that. You think that smoking and very excessive tea, like you said, very too much. How many cups you said, sir?
Only one packet a day.
Cigarette.
And the tea about 20-25 cups per day.
That's a bit much more than normal.
That's too much.
So they should avoid such things which stimulate out of the way the acid secretions and damage the surface of the liver and the duodenum, making the ulceration over there and bleeding from the vessels. And so it was all with the grace of God.
Of course, it was. It was.
Yeah. So that's nice, Dr. Kaul, to meet you, see you after such a long time.
Thank you, sir.
And
thank you, sir. Whenever anybody comes to me, I tell him, seek the advice, valuable advice of Dr. Diwan Saab. Whenever anybody comes to me.
Yeah.
I sent 4 or 5 patients from Ludhiana, from Barnala to Ludhiana, and they were just, they got rid of their problems, they were completely cured.
Okay.
Completely cured.
Thank to God.
Now I have come here again in connection with the father-in-law of my son. He has multiple problems. I told him when he just told me on the telephone from Haridwar. His son, his in-laws are in Haridwar. When he just rang me up, I told him, Deepu, you better seek the advice of Dr. Diwan Saab. Don't go anywhere. They were going to advise him, go to Dehradun. I told him, nothing doing, you seek the advice of Dr. Diwan Saab. And he straightway rushed to Dr. Diwan Hospital. And today I have come. I was so keen. Since I was busy, I couldn't come last 3-4 days. Some functions were to be arranged, annual function, convocation, etc. I came today and saw there's a lot of improvement. It's a lot of improvement.
How is madam? She had that jaundice and stone problem is over, madam?
मेरे को तो जी आप गॉड की तरह ही लगते हैं।
नहीं ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। I see God in you, in everyone.
आपने तो बताया
I see God.
बहुत
ठीक हो अब? She had that CBD stone.
मुझे याद है जब मेरी बाजू में दर्द थी, वो दर्द में आपके पास आई। मैं तब वो कौन थे वो डॉक्टर साहब जिनको पहले इनके पास में गई थी, मोहम्मद पता नहीं क्या नाम था,
डॉक्टर मोहम्मद होते ना,
वहाँ DMC में आया था। उन्होंने फिर आपने मुझे बताया, कहने
के घुटने में ना नी में प्रॉब्लम है।
आपको मैं दवाई देता हूँ और मेरी बात हो तो उस दवाई से एकदम ठीक हो गई।
It's all a matter of chance also sometimes, you see. These medicines sometimes, surgery is different. You have to have the skill.
मेरा फ्रैक्चर हो गया था ना, तो फिर मैं ऐसे भी नहीं कर सकती थी।
You are okay
जब
now.
मैंने वो तो मेरी
That's really not my specialty, but we are not, we can.
बात है ना, जो इंटेलिजेंट डॉक्टर होता ना, जो इंटेलिजेंट हो और वेजिट टू प्रोफेशन, सिंसियर टू प्रोफेशन।
Dr. Kaul, you are such a learned person, having published about 50 books. Can you tell me the main main important books which you have published?
That's sir, my first book was Yoga for Health. It was published by New Light Publishers Delhi. After that, I just took up different diseases, about 20 diseases. How those diseases can be cured with the help of, with the management of yoga. And then I wrote this books on, 2 books on pranayam for health, yoga for health, and then I did sort of survey in Punjab, the yoga in Punjab. Then there's a book which was given second prize in national book competition, that is this yoga and healthy aging. Sometimes we see a young man, he looks old. Sometimes an elderly person, he looks young. What's the reason? See, aging process is everywhere. Everything decays, everything passes, and aging is a natural process.
Yeah.
But in certain cases, aging comes so quickly. I have written a book, Yoga and Healthy Aging. In other words, they say that a person who does yoga will always remain young.
Always remain young. You have not given me any of your book, Dr. Kaul. That's not right.
I just present a book to you.
Not a book, a set of books. Because I like to read.
Oh, Dr. Another 50 books.
No, important.
Unfortunately, single copy I retain. Publishers, they just, my books just have been acclaimed widely in and outside India.
How much royalty you earn from these?
I don't get right on contract basis. I have 3-4 books on royalty basis. Otherwise on contract basis. For instance, you hand over the manuscript to the publisher.
Yeah.
They will give you 8,000, 10,000. Then you have no right on manuscript.
Okay. So mostly like that, but few are on royalty.
That's all.
Okay.
I will present some books to you. It will be my pleasure.
Okay. So about even I want some guidance. I also want to write on some things, like I think about various things. So I want to write few books on the matters, but I am studying now about how to put my thoughts into it.
Right.
Okay, Dr. Kaul. So what is your views about, you are basically a Kashmiri.
Yes.
And you were living in Kashmir earlier?
I just passed 28 years of my life in Kashmir.
Okay, where?
I passed graduation, I passed MA, I passed B.Ed from Kashmir University. Then I passed PhD from Punjab University, Patiala. Then I served in J&K State in Prince of Wales College as lecturer. I started my career as a lecturer. For about 2 years done, I was done in 1963. I shifted from Kashmir to
1963.
Punjab.
It's quite an early time. At that time, much terrorism was
At
not
that
there.
time, there was complete peace, complete harmony.
Okay.
Complete harmony.
Yeah.
No distinction between Hindu, Muslim, nothing. They were all brothers. And they used to share.
Who has put the poison of hatred in the minds
It's
of
not
the
some outside element. जो outside elements आए हैं ना, infiltrators कहिए, militants कहिए, from outside. Pakistan है, Afghanistan है, Saudi Arab है. They have spoiled that atmosphere.
Okay.
A Kashmiri Muslim will die for Hindu. That was the harmony, that was the mutual love. When this in 89, 99, when this infiltration came, militants came from outside J&K state, they spoiled that. They destroyed at gunpoint.
You know, that means that the voice and minds of the people were suppressed by force.
Yes. Also 1989 onwards, that became every Muslim, it was injected in the mind of every Muslim that you are Pakistani, you are Islam, you should preach, you should work for spread of Islam.
That is, any
no
religion can work for its spread, that is immaterial, but they can live together in harmony,
they can
respect each other and work together, different religious people. So what is the problem?
Had there been any such element, any such feeling, 2.5 lakh Hindus would not have migrated from Kashmir. Why they left Kashmir? 2.5 lakhs.
But I
Why
find
their houses were gutted?
Majority, when I go there in Kashmir, majority Muslims also I find they have got no hatred towards, even to this time I went to Kashmir. My taxi driver, he said ki these Pakistanis are doing unnecessarily. He was a Muslim. He said, he was a Muslim. He said ki what is wrong written in Gita? Tell me. Can they tell me what is wrong written in Gita? That's what he said.
That's right. I told you outside element, they spoiled that atmosphere.
Yeah, but outside element have their own interests. They are being forced to...
Gun point. A Kashmiri Hindu or Muslim cannot even kill a relative. चूंटी तक नहीं मार सकते. गन की तो बात ही नहीं. ये जो बाहर से एलिमेंट्स आउटसाइड, जिनको मिलिटेंट्स कहते हैं, जैसे मिलिटेंट्स कहिए, टेररिस्ट कहिए, they just disturbed the whole atmosphere at the gun point. They have killed so many Muslims. A great national leader, Azad Rozun Shawk Insan Asi Bano Maqbool Sherwani. Maqbool Sherwani was a great nationalist. He was assassinated. So atmosphere is altogether different.
Okay. Dr. Kaul, what is your now views about yoga and education?
Dr. Yoga is particularly, actually these days in our country, people think that if you go to some garden or do some this exercise, prana, this is yoga. People don't understand by yoga, people mean by yoga it is asana and prana. Actually it's not that. Yoga in totality means that you must have 8 these ingredients, 8 qualities as given by Patanjali, the great yogi. Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are, this is called Ashtanga Yoga.
Tell me in English, Dr. Kaul. 8. What are 8 ingredients?
Yam,
Yam
Niyam.
What is yam?
Yama, Niyama. Yama means ahimsa.
That means yam means non-violence.
Non-violence.
Okay.
Niyama means austerity and purity.
Austerity and purity of
you
body,
must
mind
be
and soul.
pure. Internal purity you must have, external purity. Yamaniyam. Then there comes asana. Then there comes
Asana means meditation.
Asana means postures, is exercises. Simple asana, dynamic asana, how different diseases can be cured, yes.
Right.
There is Shavasana for complete physical and mental
And control
relaxation.
of your body movements.
Yes.
Right.
Asana, pranayama. Then pranayama is the science of breathing.
Okay, control over your own breathing and be conscious of breathing
yes.
and control over your breathing.
Yes.
Right. What next?
We say that the Swami Vivekananda said that life should be measured in terms of number of breaths, not number of years.
Right.
Number of breaths. How many breaths you have taken.
This makes one mindful because you are conscious
Not
all the
only
time.
this, you see, that's why we can have morning, we can go for morning walk, we can do jogging, we can play some game. But there are some cells in our body, lakhs of cells. Cells, muscles, nerves, veins, pranayama, tones of these cells and the pranayama is
By
just
deep
one.
breathing and all, the
Yes,
purity
yes.
air goes in.
In
purity
Gita,
goes
Lord
in.
Krishna has said to Arjuna,
Yeah.
Arjun, pranayamasya kuru karmani sangam tektva dhananjaya siddhi siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam pranayamuchyate. Hey Arjun, nothing superior, nothing greater than pranayama. Then there is dharana, concentration.
Concentration.
Then there is dhyana. Dhyana means prayer, samadhi. Then ultimate end is samadhi.
Samadhi is very
Complete merger with God.
Deep meditation. You forget everything.
Deep meditation, exactly.
You forget the
No,
word.
people
Completely
don't
immersed in
follow
God.
these things. First of all,
When does meditation convert into samadhi? At what level you will say the meditation, the person has gone from meditation to samadhi? What is
when he
that point?
loses himself completely to find himself, he enters the age of samadhi. When he
You mean
loses himself
he is
completely,
completely lost his senses, he
Yes.
is left, and he is completely immersed in his inner self, which is connected to God, right?
that's why, excuse me, Swami Vivekananda was put this question once in America, what's the difference between prayer and samadhi?
Yeah.
He said, in prayer you talk to God, but in samadhi God talks to you.
Okay, that's it. When you are connected with God, you mean you are left, you are physically alive, but your mental faculties have got union with God. You are, like that, whatever it is. You are away from the worldly mental problems and stimuli. Okay. Give a message to the world from yoga point of view. Yoga of mind.
People should become, my message would be, my appeal would be that people should become health conscious,
Okay.
not death conscious.
Okay.
If they want to become health conscious, they should do simple things. That's one, simple living. Simple living, by simple living means, that don't take these fast food, start, nothing. Natural, back to nature. And then they should do a bit of exercise. That's very essential. Very essential. They may go for a morning walk, they may do jogging, they may play some game, they may do yoga. That's
Okay.
very essential.
Dr. Kaul, you want to teach the people, like they say it is better to learn from others' mistakes.
Yes.
One thing is you did the mistake of smoking.
Yes.
Second is you did the mistake of taking too much tea. Right?
Too
Although
much
you
tea.
Yeah. And second is learning by example.
Exactly.
So what is the exemplary thing in your life? One is that they will learn by your mistakes.
Mistake.
Now you please tell me what is the exemplary thing in your life that the people should learn from you.
They should keep themselves always busy. Don't sit idle.
You mean you are keeping yourself
Busy.
mind and body.
Inertia is bad.
Okay.
Activity is life.
Activity is life.
Keep yourself busy.
Right.
That's all.
This is good. I heard the interview of Amitabh Bachchan on a television channel. And the main thing I got from it is he also said that keep yourself busy do something,
Oh, yeah.
go somewhere, talk to someone, read some book, write something, create something. I like that idea. It's good to learn from you. Thank you very much, Dr. Kaur.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.